Hello everyone, I am Cleo Navarez, and for today's topic, I will be discussing the Drug Enforcement Group or the DEG. Under the NAPOLCOM Resolution number 2017-2317, approving the reorganization and renaming of the PNP Anti-Illegal Drugs as the PNP Drug Enforcement Group and the creation of drug enforcement units. Under the PNP territorial units, the PNP the PNP-IMEG shall primarily be responsible in the implementation of the anti-illegal drug strategy of the PNP in support to the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or the PDEA. Under the command group of the PNP or DEG are composed of the following. The first one is the director with the rank of the police brigadier general. The second one is the deputy director for administration and the deputy director for operations, both with the rank of the police colonel. The third one is the chief of staff with the rank of the police colonel. The aforementioned organization is the one who is responsible to direct, supervise, and manage the administrative affairs of the group and facilitate the coordination among the different divisions and units of the PNP-DEG. Along with the command group of the PNP-DEG, there are also the 5 support staffs of the PNP-DEG. The first one is the Administrative and Resource Management Division or the ARMD. The second one is the Intelligence and Foreign Liaison Division or the IFLD. The third one is the Operations and Plans Divisions or the OPD. The fourth one is the Demand Reduction and Education Division. And lastly, Legal and Investigation Division or the LID. These are the certain responsibilities that the PNP-DEG shall perform. The first one is to conduct all-out and sustained operations against national and international syndicates and the personalities engaged in the production, importation, and trafficking of illegal drugs in support to the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or the PDEA. The second one is to investigate and assist in the prosecution of the perpetrators in violation of Republic Act No. 9165. The third one is to maintain linkages with other law enforcement agencies and strengthen the community participation in the fight against the illegal drug menace. The fourth one is to develop plans, programs, operating standards, and administrative measures to promote the objectives and functions of the PNP-DEG. The next one is to develop and maintain relevant database, and lastly to perform other tasks as directed by the Chief PNP. In the aforementioned responsibilities of the Drug Enforcement Group states that ilahang duty nga maghimo or is to conduct an operation. Just like raid. We all know that raid is on a drug base or it is commonly based on drugs. In the raid after nila na himo nga strategy or nga operations, they will move into investigation. In the investigation is naa dito if si kinsa ang behind ani nga syndicate, and that is also along with the importation and the drug production. The next one is the PNP-DEU's responsibilities. The first one is to act as operating arms of the PNP on demand reduction strategy. The second one is to implement the anti-illegal drug strategy of the PNP in their respective areas of responsibility. The third one is to strictly implement the protocol on the conduct of anti-illegal drug operations. The next one is to be responsible for the service of warrants of arrest and the conduct of manhunt operations. And lastly, to coordinate any matters of mutual concern with other Philippine national units, as well as with the units of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and other law enforcement agencies which are operating within their respective areas of jurisdiction. So they have also a responsibility nga mo-implement og anti-illegal drug strategy sa ilang respective nga areas. So example, og maga-implement sila og raid, then ang sa ilahang respective nga areas is example ali sa Cebu City. So they will implement that that only in Cebu City. While ilang gihimo or nag-implement sa ana nga strategy, they are strictly required nga mo-follow sa guidelines or sa protocol sa ilahang organization. So next is the special operating units certain responsibilities. So the first one is to act as the implementing arm of the group on supply reduction strategy. The second one is to implement and to prepare appropriate operation plans, orders, and directives. The third one is to conduct an intensive operations focusing on international and local drug syndicates involved in the importation, manufacture, and large-scale trafficking of illegal drugs, and to control precursors and essential chemicals. So the next is Integrity Monitoring and Enforcement Group, or the PNP-IMEG. The Integrity Monitoring and Enforcement Group, or the IMEG, as a National Operational Support Unit (NOSO) of the National Police shall be responsible in the information gathering and to conduct offensive operations against earring of PNP personnel. So here are the following functions of the PNP-IMEG that shall be performed. The first is to receive complaints and information against personnel and to conduct relevant information gathering activities. The second one is to detect and to conduct intelligent build-up on the involvement of the PNP in illegal activities, act of graft, and the corruption and other crimes for the conduct of home counter measures, initiate law enforcement operations against drug of PNP personnel. Prepares and updates watch list of undesirable PNP personnel. The next is to prepares and submit special and other relevant reports regarding undesirable PNP personnel. So specifically, this organization will be the one responsible to evaluate the officers sa PNP or the PNP nga mga personnel, if ang kana siya is kanang sangkot ba siya sa illegal nga activities such as kanang drug users and the pushers protectors. So the command group of the Integrity Monitoring and Enforcement Group are composed of the following. The first is the director with the rank of the police colonel. The second one is the deputy director for administration and deputy director for operations, both with the rank of the police colonel. And lastly, the chief of staff with the rank of the police colonel, who shall direct, supervise, and manage the administrative affairs of the group. There are 5 divisions of the IMEG. First is the Administrative and Resource Management Division. The second one is the Intelligence Division, or the ID. The third one is the Operations Management and the Plant Division. Fourth is the Investigation and Detection Divisions. And lastly, the Legal Divisions, or the LD. So along with the 5 divisions, there are also the field units that consist of 3. So the first is the IMEG Luzon Field Units that is located within the NCR. The second one is the IMEG Visayas Field Unit that is situated in Cebu City. And lastly, the IMEG Mindanao Field Unit